comedic parts, like when Andy's like sniping people on the roof.
They're like Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Like
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, October 14th, and we are so excited to be talking about one of the better horror remakes that I've seen in a very long time. We're talking about Dawn of the Dead from 2004, directed by Zack Snyder and written by James Gunn. This movie is fantastic. I had a really great time rewatching this movie. I do remember key parts during the whole film, and I was glad to see that, you know, the effects still hold up. The gore is there, and I really enjoy the actors, especially the guy who plays Kenneth from Mission Impossible. Also,
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, he's Luther in Mission Impossible. Love him. Was super happy to see him because I forgot that he was in this movie. So I thoroughly enjoyed his part, especially with him and the other guy on the roof across the way from the mall that they end up in. This is a zombie movie for obvious reasons. Dawn of the Dead, if anybody doesn't know, this is a very cult classic movie back in, when did the original come out?
The original was 1978, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong about the date.
Yeah.
And it was also directed by George Romero.
Yeah. He also wrote it too, which is cool. I love it when a director does both. So, because then you really see the vision. But I think Zack Snyder did a really great job of showing what James Gunn wanted. I know that they're good friends, so it was cool because they're such interesting names now that the times have changed. We all know Zack Snyder for obvious reasons with his slow motion in a lot of his movies, and we know James Gunn for his just very awesome writing, directing, producing skills. I mean, he's a magic man. He's done so many great things, and he's head of DCU right now, and I'm so excited to see what he's got going on over there. But it's cool to look back on some of the earlier projects that he's worked on, and this is so freaking cool. This movie is just, you know, a zombie movie. Shit goes wrong, and you survive. It's about a group of people. Specifically, it's about a woman, a wife. Her name's Anna, and she wakes up one morning and shit hits the wall. Her daughter's a zombie. Then her husband gets bit by her daughter. He turns into a zombie, and then all hell breaks loose. This all happens within the first 5 minutes of the movie, and it's pretty much just a non-stop thrill ride from start to finish. Really cool elements. I love the fact that they stay in the mall. I think that's a really cool kind of scenario to be stuck in. It's not cool to be stuck in that scenario, but it's a cool setting for that scenario. And they have that lockdown, and you get a lot of cool like zombie effects going on. The baby scene, that was a key memory for me back in high school. I remember everybody talking about, did you see the zombie baby? Like everybody would always mention that. And I had never seen anything like that at the time either. Hardly any zombie movies for me growing up, actually. So this was one of the earliest first zombie-esque movies that I got to watch. And then I think after this, pretty much The Walking Dead was what took over for me as far as zombies go. How was your rewatch for this movie?
The rewatch was good. I've seen this movie several times. I've watched lots of zombie movies, so this isn't my first one. I've watched all of George Romero's catalog from the original Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, and also Night of the Living Dead that he's done as well. This one is no exception. It literally plays out the same type of way. In this one, at least, Anna's character ends up meeting Ving Rhames' character, and then a bunch of other characters. Jake Weber is also in this movie, and they meet him, and they head over to the mall, and they try to lock down this mall, and it's just cool. Like they have problems with the security guards, CJ, is one of the main guys,
Terry.
Terry, and uh,
There's
I,
a few. There's 2 more or 3 more.
there was another one. The
Yeah.
one's dead, but
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. They're trying to build trust with CJ, and it's just cool how he has a lot of one-liners. He's kind of a dick, but he kind of like opens up to him in the end, and it's cool how they go through this, and then they try to build that trust by letting other people in because they have a group that comes in and joins them. That is from Fort Benning, is a place where there is like a it's kind of like a quarantine zone that's been overrun, and that's where Ving Rhames wants to go to meet his brother, but he can't because obviously it's gone.
It's gone.
So you have them, trying to figure out, and you can see as you're going through, you can see they kind of like fall victim to like the corporate part of the mall, and then you see all those nice scenes of them doing stuff in the mall, but then they realize that there's just more than just being in this mall. Let's try to like survive and try to go somewhere and not be stuck in this mall.
Yeah.
And that's when they decide they want to reinforce vans and get out of the mall and try to find some place in civilization that isn't overrun by the undead. So it's just a wild ride, them doing it. Like there's a lot that happens when they try to do it. They also make friends with this guy, Andy, on the other side. He owns a gun store, and there's just like the comedic parts, like when Andy's like sniping people on the roof.
They're like Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Like
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's those comedic parts, and they go through trying to get Andy, and that ends up backfiring on him. He gets bitten. And after that, they decide, well, it's time to just leave the mall. So you have that whole sequence where they're in these shuttles.
Yeah.
And you have the whole sequence where they blow up and all the zombies go flying with the gas with the propane tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that sequence was cool. I also like the sequence when the bus flips and the piano guy cuts the one chick in half, and it's just like all hell breaks loose at the very end. And then it's kind of sad at the end because Michael and Anna kind of like have chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael's a realist. He was a realist. There's scenes with him where he wants to execute a person that's one of the people that came in, and she's like, okay. She's like, you really want to kill him? He's like, we have to be sure. And so Michael's a realist. So he gets bitten at the end, and we just have that sad scene as Anna wants him to come, but he's like, I'll just stay here and enjoy the sunrise. And then it ends, and it's cool. We have the credits. It shows stuff that's going on in their voyage they're trying to get to an island.
Yeah, they find like a zombie in a cooler, like on a drifting boat. And then they get to the island, and you see that there's zombies there, and it's just like, it's funny because like I like the way that it's done. It's very chopped up throughout the entirety of the credits, and it's done in like a found footage style because they find a camera. So I thought that was really creative.
They found the camera that belonged to one of the guys that was in the mall named Steve.
Yeah. So it's cool.
I thought it was really well shot. I like the opening sequence with the Johnny Cash song.
Mm-hmm.
That's just awesome. There's also this movie takes homage from the original because the original has Tom Savini in it, and he's like he's like a sheriff. And then it has the other guy that's a survivor. I can't remember the actor's name. He's like the general, if you see him on the TV broadcasts. Mm-hmm. And then there's the televangelist, which is played by Ken Foree. Ken Foree is like the guy in the original Dawn of the Dead. So these 3 cast members were in the original. So it's cool how Zack Snyder kind of put those guys and casted those guys in.
Little cameos
from the old cast. So I thought that was really cool, and just good VFX, good good set design in the mall. I thought it was really well done, and it's a classic, and it's a really well done remake to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all in all, I'd give this a 4 out of 5. That's my rating for it. Upon my vaguely remembering rewatch of this movie, so I think that it definitely holds up to today's standards. It's a great zombie movie. It's definitely worth a watch. And it's definitely something I'll keep watching going forward. What would you give this movie?
Just a 5. To
Okay,
me, it's a 5.
yeah.
It's so easy. I mean, I'm nitpicky on certain things. I mean, it has to be really bad for me to like give a movie a low
Mhm.
score. But other than that, yeah, it's a 5.
Nice. All right. Well, it is our fun fact time. Fun facts for Dawn of the Dead 2004. When Ving Rhames heard of a remake of Dawn of the Dead was in production, he tracked down producers to be in the film. He was a big fan of it. So, for the scene where Anna stitches Kenneth's wounds, the director hired a real nurse for the close-ups. She misunderstood the director's directions to go deeper and inadvertently punctured Ving Rhames' skin and stitched the prosthetics to his arm.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He didn't say anything until after the scene was done filming, and the director thought the blood was merely a really good effect. So
That's funny.
the two zombies with missing limbs, the jogger missing an arm and the legless zombie in the parking garage, were both played by actual amputees. The same thing was done for one of the first zombies seen in the original Dawn of the Dead in 1978. That's cool.
That is cool.
CJ's elevators. Oh, go ahead. What were you
I
saying?
said I got the date right. It was 1978.
Yeah. CJ's elevator line, "I like this song," was improvised. There wasn't even any music playing while they were filming.
That's funny.
Although he had a strong reservation about some elements, George A. Romero professed to be surprisingly impressed with this film.
That's really cool. To have his graces is good.
Yeah.
Because George Romero's like the king of zombies.
The director, Zack Snyder, personally chose most of the music used in the film. His choice included The Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash, Richard Cheese's cover of Disturbed's Down with the Sickness, and then Snyder was the only person who thought these songs should be in the film, as most of the producers were against it.
That's cool because I do like the Richard Cheese Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear because I was like, wait a second, this is Down with the Sickness. Um, but then they play the actual Disturbed version in the credits. So
Yeah.
some of the video clips in the opening credits were actual stock news footage, such as the scene of a truck driving into a crowd of people. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Universal significantly slashed the film's budget after the failure of House of the Dead in 2003, fearing there was no public appetite for zombie movies. I never even seen House of the Dead, so.
You know what? I have never seen it. I've seen lots of zombie movies though.
Writer James Gunn claims he received a massive amount of fan backlash, even death threats, when assigned to this film. Most of the hate messages claimed the hack who wrote Scooby-Doo movies shouldn't be in charge of Dawn of the Dead. People don't know shit. So, let's see. Heather Landcamp, who played Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street series, was a member of the production crew on this film.
That is really cool. I did not know that at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is cool.
We'll do one more. So Zack Snyder said that the reason his zombies run at full speed is because he wanted to avoid the inherent comic impression given by slow shuffling undead. The same technique was used to show the infected in 28 Days Later, which was a direct inspiration for this film.
That's cool.
Running zombies are scary as shit. So
running zombies are cool, but if you ask Rick Nicotero, he fucking hates running zombies.
I get it, but like it's scarier, honestly. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really support us. Go over to the Patreon channel, patreon.com/the Calvin Cam. Join one of the tiers that we have over there. Become a member of our community. Or you can follow us on our socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We don't really use Twitter, so don't do that one. But go to TikTok. We like that. And we will catch you on tomorrow's episode. Thank you so much for watching.
See you then.